stuff. Key and Peele, the substitute teacher, 14 years ago,
You're kidding me.
2012. Yeah, I saw my sister this weekend. D Nice. She's like, that show has ruined my life. I'm like, what's wrong, D Nice?
Countdown has started.
D Nice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
That's right. My name is Mike Piroworski, coming to you live from the East Coast. It's the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most here on the Rundown. Two-way views, conservative news, and Craig, guess what day it is?
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yum. It's like a dream. Yum, 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 yum. Bring your sour cream.
So Mike, what are we planning on doing for Taco Tuesday?
I am going to have bagel tacos. I don't know how. I just got back from a trip from New York and I brought back 24 bagels. So I'm going to figure out a way to make bagel tacos.
Bagel tacos.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use them as the shell or I'm going to chop them up and use them as the meat, but I'm having something with bagels tonight.
You're having something with bagels. I have to be honest. The reason we didn't do the show yesterday was I was dealing with the case of the mud butt.
Got the mud butt.
Yeah, or as I like to call it, bubble guts, and
Yep.
I wouldn't have made it through the show yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know if tacos is going to be in my future today, to be quite honest.
We'll get you some some rice tacos, something
There
to
you go,
bind you up.
some Pepto Bismol tacos. I'll use that as the sauce.
There you go. There you go. Put a little cayenne in it, be good to go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, let's make it worse.
Yep.
No, it was anyway. It was not a fun day for me yesterday, but I survived. I am here. I'm doing better, folks. In case you were wondering,
You look good. Look like you dropped a few pounds.
I did. I most definitely did drop a few pounds, and it was somewhere in the vicinity of the bathroom that they all got dropped.
That's it. Down another notch on the belt. Good for you.
There you go. There we go, sir. How was your weekend?
Traveling. It was a travel weekend, so get to deal with airports and stuff like that.
Oh, it was actually very, very quiet for me. Didn't really do a whole lot. Kind of chilled. You know what? I would take that back. I drank a lot of wine this weekend. Not a lot, but enough to remember that I drank wine, but not so much that I didn't remember that I drank wine.
Yeah, maybe next time he's up on the wine and you won't have the mud butt.
Oh, no. This was a virus thing. This was clearly and obviously a virus thing because it went through. First, my grandkids had it. Then my kids had it. And then it hit me. And normally stuff like that just bypasses me right on by. But in this particular case, it was not to be.
No room temperature Chinese food or anything like that.
Nope. None of
All
that.
right.
None of that. No, we did the entire kind of thing. Well, the thing was, it also happened in stages. So it couldn't have been any one thing because the grandkids had it. And then like when they were just getting over it, then the kids had it. Got another couple of days. And so they had it all during the beginning of last week and it didn't really hit me until, well, yesterday. So a week after the infection started in the Deleuze household was when it finally hit me.
So let me ask you this. I love me some Chinese food, right? And if I go to a Chinese buffet, very careful what I eat off of the buffet because I don't want to get the mud butt, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I get any Chinese takeout and it sits in the fridge and it gets cold, it's got to go in the microwave until it gets to nuclear levels. Like you can't touch it. You got to wait 10 minutes for it to cool down to eat it. I do that to because I'm figuring out killing any germs that are in there by making it nuclear. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Now, I'm not. If I'm going to eat Chinese food, when I get a taste for Chinese food, there's two restaurants I go to, or my go-to, P.F. Chang and Frank Fat's, and they're both pretty relatively. P.F. Chang,
that's a national chain of Chinese similar food, Chinese adjacent food.
Exactly, and I'd rather have Chinese adjacent food than Chinese food. But then there's a place called Frank Fat's, which is a high-end restaurant, a Chinese restaurant here in Sacramento that is. Everything they have is delicious. So other than that, I rarely get a taste or a feeling for Chinese food.
Do you think in China they call it Chinese food or they just call it food?
They just call it food.
Food. Hey, we're gonna get some food. Okay.
Like we were saying, we don't say, well, I want some American food. We eat food. Home cooking is what we call it.
True.
Although it
Very
depends.
true.
There's Southern style, right?
I think Southern style is the only real American food. Everything else we just from somewhere else, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of Southern style food was actually former slave food, how slaves would cook, right?
Well, I guess I like slave food because when we say
like that slave food.
When we say we're going to get American food, we mean Cracker Barrel or Waffle House.
There you go. All right, okay. I think we've BS'd enough for today. Let's go ahead and get into the program. And we'll do it just like we always do, starting off with a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yep, let's say hi to our friends at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net. Get yourself some AR barrels. They got rifle caliber, pistol caliber, any length you desire, any caliber you desire for your next AR build or rebarrel your current AR platform. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly, fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. If you want the best in tactical concealed holsters on the market, get on over to hogholsters.com. That's HAWG holsters.com. Hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. That's all one word, no spaces, all caps. Get a nice little discount. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, law enforcement, security, fire, EMS, whatever it may be, get your group together, get your agency together, place it at uscombatgear.com, where you can get everything except the gun.
All right, folks. Also, want to ask you a question here. So, we're considering bringing on another sponsor. This sponsor, they're called American Roasters. Had a chance to talk with the founder and owner of American Roasters. They're a coffee company. Considering bringing them on, and they're open to the idea of doing a regular giveaway to folks. A bag of coffee so that y'all can check them out. If y'all like coffee and you prefer coffee from a company that believes in America, that believes in conservative principles and conservative values, let us know in the comments. I'll tell you what, y'all are going to let me know if we should bring these guys on as a sponsor. So do that. Do it in the comments. Go ahead and say, hey, yeah, we like coffee. We like coffee. We like good coffee. We like coffees from companies that appreciate and that stand on conservative values. So go ahead and let us know that. And if we add them, you'll be able to find them just like you find all the rest of our sponsors by following the links in the description to this program. And I'll tell you now what I always tell you. Go there, spend some money with them, and make sure you tell them it was the guys over at The Rundown that sent you.
Now, Craig, I got to say, when you said American Roasters, I got all excited. I thought that might be a chicken company. Get me some chicken, some roasters.
Roasters.
Roasters. I mean, listen, I'm not a big coffee drinker. I'll support them. I mean, they support us. Yeah. They support America. That's great. But So let's talk to them about some chicken too. They can send us some chicken.
You know what? I think what we need to do is we need to have a competition between Chick-fil-A and Popeyes, between the Lord's Chicken and Heathen Chicken.
Really? You want to put God against the devil and see who wins? Come on.
Well, I know God will win, but
Well, there you go.
The Heathen Chicken is going to win now.
then you're just worshiping a false chicken. That's all you're doing.
I'm not worshiping anything. I'm just eating chicken that tastes good.
Yeah, heathen chicken, the false chicken. That's
there
it.
You go. Lord, forgive me for what I have sinned.
That's it. Yep.
All right, folks. Hey, look, by the way, if you're watching this program during the 3 o'clock hour on the West Coast or the 6 o'clock hour on the East Coast, you're watching this live. So we would love to hear from you. Tell us where you're watching us from. Tell us what you think about the program. Tell us what you think about the topics we're talking about. I don't care if you disagree with us, because if you disagree with us, it makes it fun for us, because then we get to mock you.
Oh, wow. Is that a mockingbird?
Man, is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird?
Nothing like being mocked.
We will mock you.
Doon, 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 doon. There you go. All right. So now I know. Now I got to do it. I got to go. Have you ever heard people make these songs with Sona? Now I just want to do that just to make random stupid songs.
Like most of the music today. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, instead, so have a song like, we will mock you.
Yeah, we get a song like about wet ass chicken or something like that. Yeah.
Wet ass chicken.
Yeah.
Okay. That just sounds gross.
It's
I don't
moist.
think I want any wet ass chicken. Okay.
Yeah, you use the word moist in it. Moist.
Moist ass chicken. It sounds. You're kicking up my bubble guts again, man. Just stop.
Listen, if you eat chicken sushi, you're gonna get bubble guts. That's just
There you go. All right, you guys may have been following. If you follow SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, and I know it's kind of a nerdy thing to do, but I do. I guess I'm a little bit of a nerd like that. You've noticed lately there's been a serious war of words between the a couple of the justices. Well, not just a couple, but between the more liberal justices, of which there are 3, and the more conservative justices, of which I'll be generous and say there are 6 more conservative. There are 5 truly conservative justices. But really kind of a war of words over who's really following the law when it comes to some of the decisions that they've made. And this newest one I wanted to bring to light because, well, I just think you guys need to know that there's one group of people on the Supreme Court who are actually following the law and one group that's not. And the group that's not are the liberal appointed justices. Anyway, this is a piece that was over at Fox News. It says, Alito rips utterly irresponsible solo dissent as as a Supreme Court fight shakes up the 2026 map. Now, there's been a lot of discussions going on because, I mean, the maps for 2026 are going to look utterly crazy between the redistricting, the mid-decade redistricting that's been done just to kind of for people to do the gerrymandering, and then when the Supreme Court made a decision on the Louisiana case that got rid of falsely created majority-minority district or gerrymandered majority-minority districts, they're going to make a big difference in terms of what the court looks like. And in this particular dissent, this last dissent, now mind you, the 3 liberal justices all sided together. They all said, no, we don't support it. But the comments by Ketanji Brown Jackson were so outrageous that Sotomayor and Kagan opted not to join her in her dissent. Let me read a little bit of the story real quick. It says here, Justice Samuel Alito tore into Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's lone dissent in a high-stakes Louisiana redistricting dispute on Monday, calling her arguments, quote, baseless and insulting, after the Supreme Court decided to fast-track implementing its recent redistricting ruling ahead of the 2026 midterms. Alito used a concurring opinion joined by Justices Neil Gorsuch and Clarence Thomas to directly rebuke Jackson, saying her, quote, dissent in the suit levels charges that cannot go unanswered. Dissent goes on to claim that our decision represents an unprincipled use of power, Alito wrote, adding that was a, quote, groundless and utterly irresponsible charge. The clash highlighted Jackson's increasingly isolated position on the court as she broke not only from the conservative majority, but also from her two liberal colleagues who did not join her dissent. Jackson forcefully accused the Supreme Court of overreaching, making the latest in a pattern of solo dissents in which the Biden-appointed liberal justice has blasted high-profile majority decisions that have frequently favored President Donald Trump and Republicans. In Monday's order, the High Court decided in an unassigned ruling to allow Louisiana officials to quickly move forward with changing their congressional map, which is expected to reshape the state's congressional representation in favor of Republicans ahead of the midterms. Alito argued that delaying the judgment of the High Court's 6-3 ruling last month, which significantly narrowed Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act by finding Louisiana's map was an unconstitutional racial gerrymander, served no practical purpose. Jackson's reasons for wanting to prolong the implementation of the landmark ruling were trivial at best and baseless and insulting. Quote, the dissent accuses the court of unshackling itself from constraints, Alito wrote. It is the dissent's rhetoric that lacks restraint. Now, Mike, let us not forget that this was the same woman who could not define what a woman was. This is the same person who said that if I steal a wallet from in Japan, that makes me Japanese. All I can say is this is the best black woman that Joe Biden could find to put on the Supreme Court.
Craig, you say she can't define what a woman is, but she can define what a racist is, and all she has to do is open her mouth or put pen to paper, and there you have what a racist is, because that's what she's fighting. She's fighting for race discrimination. That's what she wants in her benefit. It's what it comes to. And when you say this is the best that Biden could find, because he said he wanted a black woman on the bench, Craig, we've had this conversation before. When I go to the hospital, I'm not looking for the best black woman heart surgeon. I'm looking for the best heart surgeon. It should have nothing to do with race, religion, creed, ethnicity, anything at all, except you're the best at the job, and he failed to do that.
You're 100% correct, but even if you were forced to hire the best black woman surgeon, would you want the Ketanji Brown Jackson of black female surgeons?
I mean, listen, really, no is the answer.
No, you wouldn't.
What's the black population is what, 15-16%, depending on where you look. So right. Split that in half, 7%. So she's the best of 7%. How about we can't have the best of 100%? That's what I'd like to see.
No. Hey, you and I, man, you and I are in complete agreement on that. What's frustrating about this is we know that Democrats are fighting not because they want to protect black voting rights. They're fighting because they know that if they create a majority black district, they've got another Democrat-run district.
Yep.
That's all they're interested in. Democrats are fighting because they're trying to hold on to political power.
Yep.
They don't care about black votes. If they cared about black votes, you know what they do in states where they run the redistricting, right? They split up the black community. They divide it up so to help fortify Democratic districts. So I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. I am not buying it one bit. This is a naked move. It is all about political power. And the other thing that I liked about Alito and his dissent, one of the things he noted was, he said, one of the things we also need to take a look at is the calendar, right? This ruling originally came out, the Voting Rights Act was passed in 1965, right? The interpretation of the Voting Rights Act was done in such a way to address issues that were going on at that time, right? Back then, we were dealing with, fire hoses and dogs being sicked on protesters. We were dealing with poll taxes, and we were dealing with intelligence tests in order to be able to vote. None of that is occurring now in any of the places where they want to restrict the decisions or control that local municipalities or states have over their election laws. And you can't ignore that. You can't just assume, well, all of those things are still taking place. That's just not the case. And they want to act like we're still back in 1965. And I'm sorry, no, we're not. So no, you don't just get to discriminate in order to fix discrimination.
Yeah, same with the affirmative action, which was prevalent when you and I were in our youth as young men. It had its place, it had its time, it was definitely needed. It's over with now. It's been gone for a good 20 years. We haven't needed it. It's dying a painful took a while to die a painful death to get rid of it. Although, Craig, you did mention intelligence tests to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I could be swayed to do that, but I want it for 100% of the country.
Oh yeah. You are not allowed to be this. You have to be this smart in order to vote.
It's simple, Craig. We'll just make it the U.S. citizenship test. That's all it is. All you got to do is prove you're good enough to have the knowledge of a U.S. citizen, and then you can vote.
There's a lot of folks who would fail that exam.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot.
On both sides.
On both sides of the aisle, there are a whole lot on both sides.
It's got nothing to do with politics. I want the intelligent voter. That's what I want.
Right. And because hopefully if you have an intelligent voter, you have someone who's also going to take the time to inform themselves.
You mean I'm not going to make my decision based on who's got the most signs outside?
No, I'm going to make it based on what someone from Hollywood tells me how to vote.
Oh, there you go.
Because they're the smart ones.
They are. They are.
All right, let's talk about smart. There's a thing going on here, and I know this seems like a weird story for us to talk about, but you're going to see a parallel in just a few minutes. So I was reading an article over at I was originally reading at the BBC till I found out they were charging for the darn article, and I couldn't read the whole thing. So I found it over at Sky Mail or at Sky News. But there are 2 pubs per day closing in Great Britain. Why, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked it that question. It says there are 2 pubs closing every day after sheer weight of tax rises. It says here around 2 pubs close each day in the first 3 months of the year, new industry figures suggest. The British Beer and Pub Association said 161 had shut their doors for good in that period, equating to about 2,400 job losses. It's also a 26% jump in this on the same time from the same time last year. The body blamed tax increases and the rising labor costs, including the increase to the minimum wage. Wales was only part of the UK, which saw a net gain in its number of pubs, rising by 3 to 2,901. Rachel Reeves had been warned measures she unveiled in her budget last November would put pubs at risk. And months later, she announced they would receive business rates support to help them cope. But the BBPA said more needed to be done to save Britain's pubs. And in the meantime, it would be hoping this summer's World Cup with longer opening hours will give them the much needed boost. Now, Mike, we've talked about this, and there are 2 things there that we've seen implemented here in certain places in the United States of America, like, California, and it's affecting jobs and shutting down businesses. Do you recall what those things are?
It was chicken sandwiches and guns.
Okay. Clearly, Mike is being facetious. Why are you doing this to me, Mike? Come on now. I gave you just a little alley-oop. All you had to do was slam dunk it. Just, yeah.
I'm thinking about chicken sandwiches, Craig.
He's thinking about chicken sandwiches. Okay. But seriously, though, we did that in California. We increased the minimum wage for fast food places and increased the minimum wage, period. And we've dramatically increased taxes. And guess what? Businesses are shutting down. People are leaving the state.
Yeah, and listen, Britain is doing this because they're in a financial burden right now. And what's the first thing you go after? You go after the comfort items, the things that you don't need to survive every day, but you go after those that are doing it. So they go after, alcohol, tobacco, the gambling industry that they have over there, sports betting, that kind of stuff. They're going to add the taxes to that. Listen, if they had guns over there, they'd have taxed them out if they didn't have them. It's clearly what's going on. We see it here as well, like you said, whether it's with the increase with the minimum wage. They need more money. They're trying to steal it from people that that the majority of the people are not going to object to. Is how it works. And listen, I'm a frequent traveler to the UK. I got to tell you though, Craig, if they shut down 2 pubs a day, it's going to be 600-700 years, and you're going to start noticing a difference because there's a pub next to every pub over there. It's just
there's a pub next to a pub.
That's
the name of it. We're the pub next to the pub.
Yeah, that's it. They got pubs like we got Starbucks. They're everywhere.
Well, but though the thing is that the more you tax something, the idea they have is that, well, the more we tax it, the more we'll bring in more revenue. But in the end, we know that it doesn't. In the end, it doesn't create more revenue. It doesn't bring more resources in, which is why I don't understand why they don't get that.
No, and I know they raised tobacco taxes ridiculous over there 10, 20 years ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that. And it was because they needed the tax money. Sidebar, they wanted, to cut down on smoking because of the amount of, smoking related illnesses. But it's to the point, Craig, over there where, I mean, it's such a small percentage of people that smoke, and the government wants that tax money. It's almost as if the government's now promoting smoking because they want people to go buy the cigarettes again so they can have more tax money.
That's the thing, because they always tie the tax money to some needy program, right? Because they figure people will. It's the sin tax. People are always going to do this, so right. Someone might as well benefit from it.
Yes.
The problem is that then when the money starts running out because people stop doing it,
yep,
then they will we got to start encouraging people to do this.
And that's what's going on over there now. Yeah.
Well, anyway, taxation here's the thing. There are unintended consequences to taxes and regulation and increasing costs. And usually the result is less of it. Usually. Yeah. Not always, but usually.
There's a couple of things, and we've said it here in this country, a couple of things in this country that you'll buy no matter how much it costs, and that's gasoline and milk. Everything else, we could do without.
Pretty much. All right, folks, that now brings us to our next story, and you're going to love this. Now, the city of LA is already dealing with major budget challenges, right? So what would you say if I told you that the city council decided they're going to spend $250,000 on signs basically saying ICE is not wanted here?
Well, Christine, there's more than 450 of these signs now posted across the city. Just take a look at this one. Some people like them, while the feds call them politics.
There goes the sign right there.
A bold message now posted across Los Angeles. Signs going up declaring city property off limits for ICE.
The signs have no legal weight, force, or effect on anything the federal government does.
Federal authorities firing back, saying the words are just that.
Federal agents will go anywhere they need to go to enforce federal law, city property included.
At Lafayette Park, most people say they didn't notice the sign, but support the idea.
The people's families out here, dude, and that's not right, man.
The message from LA, no immigration enforcement, no staging, processing, or operations at parks. Speaking with the federal government, they say that the sign doesn't really do anything for them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
More than 450 of these signs now posted at parking lots, libraries, the LA Zoo,
Getting ready to leave?
and notably MacArthur Park, where last summer Mayor Karen Bass asked Border Patrol agents to leave during an operation.
My comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now.
We asked the city how much these signs cost taxpayers and never heard back, but based on industry estimates, one sign and installation could run about $500, bringing the total to around $250,000.
Executive Director.
Mayor Bass issued Executive Directive 17 for these signs earlier this year, now telling Fox 11, "I will not stand by while federal agents use our neighborhoods as staging grounds for fear and intimidation. City property will not be used to carry out these raids." Just to be clear, from a federal perspective, do these signs stop ICE?
No, not at all. They're null and void. They mean nothing to us. And I look forward to her trying to enforce them.
That's not right, man. That
Definitely not.
that particular dude was hilarious. He looked like he was a little high from playing basketball.
Whew, well, you got all that smog out there, right? You know,
There
all
you
that ash in the air.
But think about it. So she basically spent $250,000 on signs that have absolutely no legal weight or authority.
No, well, she's an idiot. She doesn't care. It's not her money.
No.
The budget's strapped, but she got $250,000 for nonsense. Why not?
Let me ask you, you've worked in law enforcement. What are the chances that law enforcement officers, cops, are actually going to attempt to arrest ICE officers if they do decide they're going to?
Let me think about it.
Those signs?
That would be zero. It would be zero. Zero chance.
That's
Zero chance. In
that's
fact,
pretty
what
much.
may end up happening is feds may arrest the mayor and the city council. That's what may happen.
That would be interesting. I would definitely love to see that. Definitely love to see that. I just think that when you don't understand separation of powers, when you don't understand the supremacy clause, when you don't understand, I mean, I'm sorry, but these are folks who fail to they have no concept of what the Constitution is, and then they want to try and lecture somebody else, and they want to put other people at risk. Like, here in California, they've made it so that if you worked for ICE, you can't get a job. They want to make it so you can't get a job in California government.
I wish to amend my earlier comments, Craig, where I said that in order to vote, you have to take an intelligence test. In order to run for office, you should have to take the same test. So,
yeah, well, at least pretty much. But I don't think it's a question of they don't know. I primarily think it's an issue of they don't care.
Well, then you can hold them against it. You can hold it against them, later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, except when the people who vote for you don't care either.
Yeah, except if you give them that test, they won't be able to vote.
Okay, good point. All right, you guys have probably heard the rumor about DOJ supposedly reviving the gun show loophole. Yeah, that's not a thing. It's not a thing at all. This is a piece that was written. It was over at Truth About Guns, written by Mark Chestnut. It says there, no surprise, anti-gunners lie about DOJ reviving so-called gun show loophole. Gun ban groups and anti-gun media outlets are still screeching about the landmark rulemaking package recently announced by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, otherwise known as ATF. The rulemaking package includes 34 policy changes that will, according to the National Shooting Sports Foundation, significantly change how the DOJ and the ATF protect the Second Amendment rights and regulate the firearm industry. All the changes resulted from the review ordered by President Trump in his executive order issued February 2025, shortly after he took office. Notably, the final rules engaged in business rules. Blanche also provided a summary insights into proposed rules, including updates to the Form 4473 for the commercial transfer of firearms, clarifying interstate transportation of firearms under the Gun Control Act, and record-keeping requirements for federal firearms licensees. While the so-called Everytown for Gun Safety whined about the new proposed final rules, those in the media have also done their share of the same name-calling. And one, The Guardian, has even resorted to dragging back up the non-existent gun show loophole as a reason why the recent ATF action is dangerous. In a feature headlined, U.S. reinstates gun show loophole amid rollback of firearms reactions, the author started off with this. the U.S. Justice Department has rolled back several significant restrictions on guns, including reinstating the so-called gun show loophole, which allowed people at such events to buy firearms without a background check. The author next called into question the honesty of acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, writing that Blanche claimed, code word for lied, that the changes bring gun regulations in line with the U.S. Supreme Court's rulings, then back to so-called loophole. Now, Mike, I know you have a joke waiting for the gun show loophole, but do you want to explain to folks exactly what the gun show loophole is?
Craig, absolutely. There is no such thing as a gun show loophole. There is no loophole. There's what the law allows, and there's what the law doesn't allow. If you don't agree with that, then it's legal or illegal. It's depending on what it is. There is no loophole. It's, you can make up whatever crime you want, and if you don't like it, you can call it a loophole, but it's either illegal or it's not. That's all there is to it. There is no loophole. If you are a dealer and you're selling firearms, you sell them under your license. If you're an individual and you want to rent a table to sell your collection off for 1 or 2 times, that you want to, get rid of it, you're allowed to do that. It's a personal item and you're allowed to sell your personal item. When you want to sell your car, do you have to go to the dealer to ask permission to sell it back? It's your car. You sell it to someone else. All right. Now, it's obviously there's many more rules involved with firearms, but it's your personal property. You do what you want to it. Now, you can either sell it back to you could sell it to the dealer if you want and, get your, 70% value on it, but there's no loophole. You either obey the law or you disagree with the law. Just because you disagree with the law doesn't make it a loophole.
Well, exactly. That's what I find hilarious is that when you comply with the law, they call it a loophole.
Yep.
No, that's called complying with the law. I mean, I get it. You don't want me to drive 70 miles an hour, so you make the speed limit, 70 miles per hour, right? Or you make this, and then I drive 65, and you say, but you really don't want me to drive over 60 miles an hour. So you say now I'm violating I'm creating a loophole in the law because I should only drive 60, but the law says I can drive 70, and I'm driving 65.
Yeah. But they don't agree with the law. They say it's a loophole if you're doing what's legally allowed.
Yeah. Well, once again, as you say, I love your joke about the gun show loophole. You just go to the gun store and you find the loophole and you stick your gun in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We tell people all the time when they want to buy a gun, they don't want to go to the waiting period. We tell them go to the gun show, go to the loophole. It's in the back. It's in the corner. Just stick your hand in it, pull it out. You're good.
Pull out your gun. Well, do you have to put money in to get your gun out?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not it's not free.
Okay, there you go. All right, folks. That now brings us to our parting shots. Parting shots are brought to you by Hog Holsters. Just go to hogholsters.com. Use the discount code The Rundown. All caps, no spaces, one word. Get your Hog Holster today. All right, our first one here, you guys may have forgotten, but it is Cinco de Mayo. Except we don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo here. We celebrate Cinco de Maga.
Orale, ¿qué pasó, mi amigos? Happy Cinco de Mayo, or as I like to call it, Cinco de Maga. Come with me to have some fun with these pinche liberal putos. Come, amigos. We have the best meat. Come meet our cook, Marco. Look at this pinche puto news come. Let's see what he's filled with, this ugly cabron. Pink soft cotton candy, of course. Look at these ugly cabrones. Fuck them! Vamos a romper las piñatas! Toma eso! Miren el algodón.
Cinco de Maga. Yep.
Cinco de Maga. Got to love Cinco de Maga.
Yep.
And I found that to be hilarious. Here we go. Okay. Now this one. Now there's a guy that's running against the mayor of LA, Karen Bass, and this is. I don't know if this is a campaign commercial, if this is just an AI video that someone made for him that he's been distributing for his campaign, but you're going to find this one hilarious. By the way, once again, got to say, AI is dangerous. Just dangerous.
Please, I'm begging you. There's homeless drug addicts in front of the schools. My children aren't safe.
Look, if you were a transgender migrant, I could get you a free pussy.
Let's move the drug addicts closer.
Bass already solved crime. I endorse her.
Please, I just want to rebuild my home. It's been over a year.
Mom, look.
This is a machine. If we want to burn this town to the ground, pull through that!
I feel so close.
You can do it, Spencer!
Now.
That was hilarious. By the way, so today Marco was, I guess, the press secretary wasn't there, so Marco was like doubling as the press secretary today. He was doing some announcements from the White House briefing room, and someone asked him what his DJ name was.
Nice.
I'm wondering. Okay, well, I was trying to figure out where that came from, and then I just recalled that one. I was like, okay, I wonder if they're talking about that. Anyway, that was hilarious. Now there's one more here. And this one was done by our friends over at the Babylon Bee, fake news that you can trust. And this is what would America be like if there were no Republican?
It ends up, when you do communism right, it works perfectly and everyone loves it.
And it only took 200 million starving to get here.
That's less than half as many as we thought.
There has been another terrorist attack with 33 dead. The American government has decided not to do anything about it since we probably deserved it.
It sure is great that abortion is now free and available for everyone everywhere.
Yeah, but it's too bad that there aren't any babies to abort since we outlawed being a heterosexual.
Murdering those families was wrong, but you're an immigrant and you probably just didn't know any better. Plus, we shut down all prisons. You're free to go.
This is wrong! You need to lock him up!
How dare you question our compassion? Execute that man immediately!
I found more letters we need to add to the acronym.
It's already so large, it's throwing off the rotation of the Earth. If we add any more letters, we'll die.
Then we die!
Everyone just stay in line and walk through the scanner. It's going to check how dark your skin is to see how many benefits you get.
If I were you, I wouldn't bother.
The U.S. has run out of money.
Can't we just murder more billionaires and confiscate their wealth?
There are no more left. I'm afraid someone in our country is actually going to have to get a job and work.
Greg, I did send you one more picture just for historical accuracy when talking about Cinco de Mayo.
I did get it, and I have it ready to go. Here we go. I'll let you read it to the folks.
156 years ago, 3 brave Americans defeated El Guapo at the Battle of Santa Poco to give Mexico its independence. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
The 3 amigos.
That's it.
Oh, that is hilarious. Okay. All right, folks. So that brings us to the end of our program. But before we go, we're going to give one more quick shout out to our sponsors.
Yep, Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net. Get on over there, get yourself some AR barrels. They got regular rifle barrels, shotgun barrels, pistol barrels, whatever you need. That's hitmanindustries.net. California Republican Assembly fighting a good fight behind enemy lines. Now you can take part in California's future today. And if you want the best in field gear, tactical gear, web gear, law enforcement, security, personal gear, whatever it may be, get your group together, get your agency together, place an order at uscombatgear.com, where you can get everything except the gun.
That's right, folks. Once again, please take a moment and visit our sponsors. Make sure you spend some money with them. Tell them it was the guys over at the Rundown that sent you. And with that, we're going to call it a shoe. We very much appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you liking and sharing the program and encouraging your friends to do the same. We will be back tomorrow on a hump day. Till then, y'all stay safe. Have fun. We will see you mañana.